Imagine you're in the middle of a church service and suddenly your sound system breaks down. Maybe the speaker is not talking, or maybe the pastor's microphone stops talking, or perhaps the backup singers can't hear themselves through the monitor system. What could be wrong, or how could you quickly solve this problem? In today's tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can troubleshoot your sound system in the shortest time possible. Shalom to you, my friends. You're welcome once again to today's tutorial. My name is Isaac from Troubleshooting Studios, and like you know, on this channel we train media volunteers to become well equipped and efficient as they offer their service to God through the media. This could be in sound system, video production, live stream, designing, or post-production. Whatever it is, we got it covered. So if this sounds like you, I want you to consider subscribing to this channel and click the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I post a new video. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into today's tutorial. One common problem in live production, of which big churches or big sound setups are not exempted, is system failures. Although this might be minimized depending on how prepared you are during your sound checkup, alright? But there are some things that just happen in between the services that you do not expect, and there is no way you could have predicted it or prepared ahead of it. So, but when things like this happen, when you suddenly have a failure in your general sound system, your sound setup, or in a failure in one of the setup, probably it's just the monitor that fails, or it's one of the mics that is failing, not the main mic. You know there are some big failures and some small failures. So imagine your pastor's mic fails, that's a big failure. Everybody's going to notice it. But if it is just one of the backup singers that lost signal with their microphone, probably that's a minor failure, and the whole congregation might not notice that like they would if it was the pastor's mic that stopped working. But whatever it is, either it's a big failure or a small failure, how do you maneuver your way? How do you get around these problems, these common problems? How do you maneuver your way and get over them in the shortest amount of time? Alright. The one important rule that I would always give to media personnel or media members in churches is to know your sound system setup. Know your setup. Know what goes in to what and know what goes out to what. Know how signal flows into your mixer and how they flow out of your mixer. Know your sound system. You should know how all the connections are run on your sound system. There is no shorter way for you to troubleshoot any error in your sound system apart from you knowing how your sound system works. Alright? Now, this is peculiar to individuals. If you are not the media director, or if you are not the one that set up the whole system, or perhaps the person who set it up is no longer available in the church, then it is your duty to know how they run the whole connection for the sound system. When I say understand your sound system, what I mean is know what signal comes into your system and know what signal goes out of your system. Know where they are coming from. Know how they are passed into the system. Your mixer is going to sound like the central processing unit of your sound system. Alright, it is where signals come into your sound system and when they go out of your sound system. Alright, there might be different things in between the source to the point of the mixer, or from the mixer to the output gears like the speakers. There might be different intermediaries in between there, but the mixer is actually the central point where everything comes in from your mix and things go out from, based on your mix as well. So you must know how all your signals are entering into the mixer. Know how your microphones are run into the mixer. Your pastor's mic, is it a wireless mic? Where is the receiver located? What cables are used to transfer the signal into the mixer? On what channel is that particular microphone? Know how your backup mics, how they are run into your sound system. Are they wired or wireless? If they are wireless, where are the antennas located? If you are using similar wireless microphone, most times they come in pairs. Alright, so if you are using similar pairs of wireless microphone, you must be able to know which receiver stands for which microphone. So it's good for you to label your receivers, especially if they are identical, to know that even if they are not identical, you should label them that this receiver is for the pastor's mic, this receiver is for the backup singers, this receiver is for whatever it is that you are bringing into your mixer. You should be able to trace how those connections comes into your mixer. All right, know how the signal flows into the mixer, and you must be able to also identify which particular channel each of these signals occupy. Let's say for instance you put your pastor's mic on channel 1 and then suddenly something happens. Probably you can't hear your pastor's mic again through the speakers. You're not going to be troubleshooting by tracing channel 16, since you're certain that your pastor's mic is placed on channel 1. So it makes it easy for you to be able to trace where the problem is coming from. Alright, so you must be able to identify which particular signal comes through which particular channel. Alright, also in understanding your sound system, you must be able to know your distribution channels. I mean the output distribution channels. When you finish the mix, where is it going to? Which one is going to the main speakers? Which one is going to the monitor speakers? Or in the reverse way, where is your main speakers getting its feed from? Where is your monitor speaker getting its feed from? Do you know the controls for each of these speakers on the soundboard or the mixer? Which volume knob controls the monitor? Which fader controls the main output for the speakers? Alright, do they go directly from the mixer into the speakers? As if you have an active speaker, that's possible that you connect your main output directly from the mixer into your speaker if they are active speakers. But if they are passive speakers, then you will need an amplifier. You must be able to know which output channel is connected to this particular amplifier and which speaker is connected to the A channel of this amplifier, which speaker is connected to the B channel, which knob controls the A channel on the amplifier, which knob controls the B channel on the amplifier as well. So these little details can save you a lot of stress in troubleshooting your sound system when there is a failure. If you understand how your sound system works, you're going to be able to think very fast and you'll be able to detect where exactly the problem is coming from. So if for instance now your main speaker stops working and then you're trying to troubleshoot what is wrong, if you know the amplifier that feeds or controls that particular speaker or those sets of speakers, you check the amplifier. Is the amplifier on? Are the volume knobs okay? Is it still working? Is it still feeding? If you discover that there's no power going to the amplifier, then you check your power source. Is the extension cable still working? Or is the cable still working? I hope there's no cut in between, whatever. If your amplifier is okay, then you check your mixer again. Where is the source coming from? The source that is feeding your amplifier, where is it coming from? Check, is there say a flow of signal from that particular source? Is the volume knob set correctly for it to feed the amplifier, or it has been reduced mistakenly? What could be wrong? You could check. If you see that that is fine, probably the problem is with the microphone. Check the channel where the signal of the microphone is passing through. Check if it is also receiving signal. Is it receiving signal? Or probably you discover that actually the microphone is not actually feeding the mixer itself with the signal. Then you again check. If it's a wireless microphone, then check, is the battery still okay or it is disconnected? If it is a wired microphone, then did the speaker mistakenly switch off the microphone, or there's a problem with the cable? Those are things you can quickly think of in a very short amount of time if you know how your sound system works. But if you don't know how your sound system works, and I've had this problem with many media volunteers, right? Because you don't know how your sound system works, you just try this, you'll be connected, you'll be disturbed, you'll be running scatter. If you understand how your sound system works, you don't need to run scatter for you to detect where the problem is. You just need to think straight. Where is the input coming from? Is the input okay? Where is the output? Is the output okay? Where's the problem? If there's a problem in the output, you have to tackle the output. If there's a problem in the input, you have to tackle the input. If the power source is the problem, you have to check the power source. If battery is the problem, you can think straight and not just be doing trial and error. That shows to the people around that you don't know what you're doing and that you're just guessing your work, which is going to be a lot distracting. But you must be able to think fast, especially to avoid distracting people from receiving the blessings in the service. Alright, so you need to understand how your sound system works. Once you detect where the problem is coming from, you're going to be able to hit the nail on its head and not just be doing try and error, try this, and then you're running into a scatter. And when things like this happen, I'm always calm. I'm thinking, where is the source coming from? Where is the output going to? Is there still a signal flow from the mic source itself into the mixer? Is there a signal flow from the mixer to the output? Is there a signal flow from the amplifier to the speakers? Anything could be wrong. So there's no need to run scatter. You can think of all of these things in less than 10 seconds and boom, you can solve your problem. Alright, So, and if it is a more advanced problem, you also know where to tackle the problem. Probably the cable that is feeding the speakers is already disconnected, which often happens if you do not tighten your cables very well, especially when you are using a speak-on cable. Probably you didn't fix it well. It's possible it is out of mishandling. It's possible that it is loose, then you have to check it. Many things could happen, but understand your system is going to help you solve these challenges. All right, so I believe you've learned one thing or the other in today's tutorial. If you like this video, I would like you to show it by clicking the like button below this video and share it with your friends who might need the information in this video. I'd also like to hear from you. How do you tackle your sound system failure in your church, on your sound system? What do you do? I'd like to hear from you, so leave me a comment and share with the community things that I might not have said, but that might be of help to everyone else. Thank you for staying to the end of this tutorial. Alright, if you have not subscribed, I want to advise again that you subscribe, especially if you're a media volunteer in your church. This channel is meant for you. Subscribe and click the notification bell till I come again with a new tutorial. Remain in the Lord's service. God bless you.